Josh Rohde's going to kick it off here to get things going. High spinning kick, fielded at the 5. Looking to bring it to the middle. Now bounces it back to the outside and brought down just as he crosses the 20-yard line. Is that Ferraris Golden there?
It sure is. And, no one brings the intensity than Golden does down there. Reminds me of Roger Hamilton back in the 90s. Yeah, Roger would line up there, and he'd be bobbing his head, jumping around, and he was one of the smallest guys out there, but just couldn't wait to put a lick on somebody. And Ferris right there, Golden, big number 31, makes the play.
All right, so now we see Northern Michigan on offense for the first time. Morley, the quarterback. They'll probably be joined in that backfield by Prince Young. Oilers showing that 43 defense. And this front, the Oilers' number ones across the board are pretty doggone good. The question for the Oilers is going to be depth. We'll see how we start off. Prince Young to the left of Morley. 2 receivers to the top of formation, 1 to the near side. Rolling to that side is Morley. Throws out in the flat. Complete. Receiver tries to reverse himself, come back around, but the Oilers swarm to the ball nicely as the pass is caught by Julian Gaines and is held to a gain of about 3-4 yards.
Now, because of their running game, that puts you in a lot of one-on-one situations out on the outside, and that time Tyler Ward getting his first start as an Oiler comes up from his safety position, playing out there in the slot and makes the play.
On second down, and let's go ahead and call it 6. Same formation except for trips to the near side. Bobbled the snap, but picks it up, does Morley. Broken play, and Richard Sumlin and company there to clean up, make sure nothing happens.
Even if he wouldn't have bobbled the snap, that was just a missed block right there. The right guard, the old Olay block on Richard Sumlin, and he'll do that to you from time to time. He gets in the backfield, and perfect start for the first 2 plays. You get a pass, a sprint out pass, you make the tackle in one-on-one situation, and then you get a loss in the backfield.
All right, so 3rd down and 8 after the loss at 2. 2 to the near side, 2 to the top side, back to the left of Morley. Long count again. Now it's snap, quick slant, complete, but down well short of the first down, as making the catch for Northern Michigan is number 3. That's Christian Jesse.
And they brought Trevor Smith, the outside linebacker, right off the edge, and everybody slanted down that time, and it caused the quarterback to get rid of that ball too quickly. He actually had time. The offensive line made a nice adjustment there, picked up the block, but just sometimes when you're a young quarterback, you see somebody coming at you, you throw it a little too quick. Pass was short and short of that first down marker.
Now you heard Coach Keys talk about it. Want to show him a lot of different defense, a lot of different looks, try to rattle him. Rockney Belmonte, one of the best kickers you're going to see in Division II, does both the punting and place kicking. He kind of hangs this one up. Fair catch is called and made by Demetrius Traps right at the 38-yard line. That's where the Oilers will go 1st and 10.
Well, year after year, Demetrius Traps from Defiance Ayersville High School. He's a senior now. Of course, he's been through the freshman campaign, and then he had that big injury over there in Tiffin. He's battled his way back, but he's been a security blanket back there returning kicks.
So the Oilers have their first offensive possession of the game. Led out onto the field by their senior signal caller, Clay Belden. He'll be joined in the backfield by Monterey Williams. And don't be surprised, as you heard Coach Keys say in the interview, if we don't see a very steady diet of Monterey Williams. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Belden in the gun. Goes ahead, gives to Monterey. Monterey hammers the pile and pushes forward across the 40 and out to the 42. That's a pickup of close to 4.
Well, that's Anderson in there making the tackle. That's a big defensive tackle that we're all worried about. The senior, he's been there forever. 94 comes across the face of Deerwester that time, gets in on the play.
2nd down, 1 to the top, 2 to the near side. This time Monterey goes to the right of Belden, who's in the gun. Tight end on the near side of the line. Offensive line checks off the coverage. Handoff again, Monterey. Starts in the middle, runs in the pack, pushes it down to near the 45-yard line. Pickup of about another 3, and will bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Just a real stout defensive line. You talk about Zach Anderson, 6'4", about 285 pounds. Nose guard checks in at Cheeseburger under 300 at 299, and they're going to be tough to move down there. Oilers pretty basic on offense, the same play back-to-back.
I don't know if he's still a Cheeseburger under. I think he might get there.
It didn't take long to get that in, Tim.
2 to the top, 2 to the near side for the Oilers. Belden going to look it over on 3rd and 3. Back to pass. Look, has times. Throws wide open out in the flat. Goes to mystery reliable. Seth White.
Seth White, an underrated receiver, and, mainly because there's so many different weapons. But the transfer from Ball State, he's really come into his own. Hard to believe just a junior, but really a tremendous route that time. Goes down 7 yards, maybe 8 yards, a little outcut. Ball from Clay Belton released perfectly in a first down.
The first down of the game belongs to the Oilers, and it takes it across midfield to the Northern Michigan 42-yard line. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. That's White with the single coverage at the top. Monterey to the right of Clay Belden. Handoff to Monterey. Hit in the backfield and dropped in the backfield.
Well, if there's one guy you got to block, it's Anderson. And that time it was just a little stunt. Anderson was actually lined up, I believe, at the defensive end position. He came on a blood move, went right across Tyler Johns that time, and miscommunication between the right tackle and the right guard ends up in a loss in the backfield.
Well, Chris Reaper is having his first varsity start, and there's a little concern about that. You're going to go against a stud.
Now, Chris is on the other side that time. He's the left tackle.
You're right.
Tyler Johns has been a four-year starter here, and that's a miscommunication.
So the Oilers with the loss of 3. Call it 2nd and 13. Clay Belden back, steps up. Now he has to force from the pocket. Wants to tuck it away, going to try to get something, and he's going to be pulled down out of bounds and might lose another yard or so on the play.
Yeah, he lost a yard that time, but that was a coverage sack. They wanted to get Corte over the middle, and he was well covered underneath by the linebacker, and nowhere for Clay to throw the football.
So Oilers get the early first down, but since then moving backwards, now looking at 3rd down and about 14. Maybe even close to 15 here. Trips to the top, 1 to the near side. White with the single coverage here on the near side. Now they'll roll a safety over the top of White. Bring a corner blitz. Belden with time, though, throws and threw behind his intended receiver. Was that Kovac you wanted?
I think Kovac needed to make that catch. It was behind him, but it's still able to make that catch. But what a job that time by Justin Music, who recognized the corner blitz all the way from his left guard position, comes out, makes up that block, and then, it's just one of those things where I think Clay, if he could have that back, he puts a better pass into the touchdown, but at the same time, hit Alex right in the hands.
So Seth White, who doubles as the punter, picked up that duty last year. Oilers are going to try to go quick here, catch Northern Michigan off guard, hangs a high one. Fair catch is going to be called for, and May bobbled. Was he able to jump back on top of it?
It hit the ground, came right back up into his hands.
Northern Michigan holds on after a scary moment for the Wildcats. And they'll be setting up 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line here with 9:54 left in the opening quarter. We're scoreless.
Only one score right now in the GLIAC, Tim. California, PA hosting Hillsdale. That's a big matchup in Division II. California, PA ranked in the top 25. So is Hillsdale. And right now, Cal PA leading Hillsdale right at the start of the 4th quarter, 27-14.
So 1st and 10. Bring back out Morley. Put one back to his backside. Quick handoff. Starts it outside, bounces back inside, but the Oilers swarm the ball. Hold that to about 1.5 yard gain.
That's Young. Was that Young again in there? Nice little cut there off Trevor Smith. And, there's Brandon Butler, the senior from Perrysburg, coming in making the play.
Brandon Butler, another one of those young men who started right away as a freshman and has battled his way through and looking for a big campaign here. Morley again in the gun. Wide out to this side, 2 to the top side. Quick throw out in the flat, batted. Are they going to say it was batted, or are they going to say he just fumbled it?
No call yet. And I think it's Oiler football.
Oh, we're going to get a flag on the near sideline. I think the Oilers, I think they're probably going to get a warning on a sideline violation. They say it was just a fumble. They say it came out the back of his hand, and he just lost control of it.
Well, he didn't have a real good angle on that play, and he brought his hand back. Ball must have went up in the air. It kind of looked like it came out. I thought maybe Josh Lee tipped it initially.
He might have. But we had a flag on the sideline here as the Oilers started to run out. I think it's going to be a sideline violation warning, but we'll see.
After the play, personal foul, number 19. You have to distance to the goal. First down.
They're going to call it on one of the wideouts for Northern Michigan.
Kristen Marble King, a junior wide receiver for Northern Michigan, getting a little pushing fight, I believe, with Tyler Ward. And the Oilers going after him a little bit there, too. And sometimes it's the second guy that gets caught, but we'll definitely take it inside the 10-yard line.
All right, so the Oilers, instead of the 11, will start inside the 6 and be looking at 1st and 10. Oiler offense still huddled here on the near side around the coaching staff. And I got to think this is about us making a statement as much as anything else. Let's be who we want to be.
Yeah, really need to clean up some things on the offensive line. And you're going to have that when you start a game. You're not exactly sure how Northern Michigan's going to come out, and you try to get a feel for it.
Yeah, we didn't mention it. Northern Michigan, new head coach. A lot of the same assistants, but still a new head coach. Fake the handoff to Monterey. Now the throw across, the drag across, and again behind Kovic.
It is wide open to back of the end zone. Beautiful call that time, and everybody goes with Monterey Williams. Everybody goes with Jared Brown as well, and Alex wide open in the end zone. Just a poor throw.
So sets up a 2nd and goal from inside that same 6-yard line. Clay maybe a little bit anxious here in these opening minutes. Still 9-12 left here, scoreless, but the Oilers threatening with a 2nd and goal opportunity. Monterey to his left, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Handoff, Monterey, counter look, busts through, and should have the end zone. No signal yet.
He's laying in the end zone, Tim. I don't know how you don't call this a touchdown.
The 2 officials from both sides. Now they'll signal a touchdown. Touchdown Oilers.
We don't have a good angle here, but you know what? When the numbers are laying in the end zone, I got a feeling you're in.
Well, he was landed with the ball on the trim of the D in Findlay.
That's the first game for everybody, you know? First game for everybody. That was a statement run there by Monterey Williams. Nice little hole off Scott Deerwester, preseason All-American. They get out to the middle linebacker, get a chip on him, and into the end zone.
Oilers with the early 6-0 lead. Seth White's going to take the extra point. Now, this is a new wrinkle. Spot down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, Mr. Utility, Seth White, gives the Oilers the 7-0 lead with 8:58 left in the first. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Quick throw on the flat, batted. Are they going to say it was batted, or are they going to say he just fumbled it?
No call yet. I think it's Oiler football.
And it certainly was Oiler football. The defense comes up with a big play and gives the Oilers a chance to get the board first. They lead at 7-0. Ensuing kickoff and the return shy of the 30-yard line to about the 29. And that's where Northern Michigan will go back on offense. I'll check that. They're across the 30 to the 32. That's what will be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Now that last drive, just 2 plays, run up the middle for 5 yards from Monterey Williams, and you'll take those 5-yard drives all day long.
This time Morley with a back on either side of him, 2 receivers to the top and a tight end on the near side. Handoff goes to the second man, bounces off the first tackler, spins away the second, but still held to a short game, but the Oilers should have had him in the backfield.
Yeah, Prince Young, just 5'9", 200 pounds, and he's shifty back there. There's Brandon Butler making a play, but I think that was Lee in the backfield, had an opportunity about 2 yards deep.
Brings up a 2nd down and 8. Trips go wide to the top side of the formation. 1 receiver with single coverage here on the near side. Be covered by Jamon McClain. Had some trouble with the handoff, but they get it to Prince Young, and he'll drag tacklers shy of the 40-yard line. Called the 39, a pickup of about 4.
Well, what you like to see right now is the defensive line, especially DJ Williams and Richard Sumlin. Those 2 brutes in the middle are really holding their own against this senior-laden offensive line. That's going to make running tough, especially when they're struggling to handle that snap. I mean, that's the 3rd time the quarterback has bobbled the snap from center.
Williams and Sumlin, those 2 mammoths in the middle, can wreak some havoc. Big 3rd down here for the Wildcats. They go 2 to the top. Looking to throw is Morley. The quick out, complete, 1st down yardage. Breaks a tackle and drives it across midfield and down to the Oiler 45-yard line. And a little pitch and catch and a nice run after the fact as well.
Well, you know, a lot of people are going to talk about the missed tackle by Kalen Willis, but that really didn't matter in the whole sequence of things. That was a great job by a very young quarterback to look off the defense. He looked out to the flat, froze everybody underneath, goes over the top there for the 1st down.
Curzel with the catch and the run gives them 1st and 10 inside Oiler territory at the 45. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Back, Morley looks, throws, floats it out here in the flat to Prince Young for a short gain as he runs out of bounds.
Seen a lot of controlled throws here from Northern Michigan. When you got a redshirt freshman quarterback, you don't want to take a lot of chances early, but really doing a nice job of managing the game. He's looked good throwing the football.
Yeah, try to give him some confidence, get him some throws he can make. Again, 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Slot a man on the top of the formation. Keep Prince Young to the right of Morley. Handoff delay, starts the middle, bounces back to the right. Oilers respond nicely. Initial hit put on by Butler and then cleaned up by Richard Sumlin.
They bring their left tackle around, Jace Daniels, 6'5", 310-pounder. Bring him around and had a nice block there on the defensive end, but nobody accounted for Brandon Butler. And, Brandon already with 4 tackles here in this game.
3rd down and 6. Twins to each side. Looking it over is Morley from the gun with Young to his right. Now they'll step the receiver up from the slot on the near side. Oilers show a blitz off the end. Fall back out of it, throw out in the flat, and nicely done just to get the first down at the Oilers 35. And again, Morley shows that savvy that put him in against the guy who saw some playing time last year, quarterback, as a freshman.
His offensive lines is really doing the job. It's just a 3-man rush. They did bring 2 linebackers late, but they were able to pick it up. And then an option route out there by the slot receiver picks up the first down.
They'll shuffle the formation with the Wildcats with a first down. Bring a tight cluster of 3 receivers to the near side. Prince Young still in the backfield with Morley. Back wants the throw. Look, has time. Dumps it off to Young out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down, but not before he picks up 7 yards off the left side.
Well, Northern Michigan kind of figuring out they have some opportunities in the passing game. Oilers playing well off in the defensive secondary, trying to keep everything in front of them. And right now, the Wildcats just picking them apart.
Second down and 3. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Morley stays with Prince Young to his left. Handoff Young in the middle, finds a gash, bounces it, and takes it down to the Oilers 15.
Yeah, really impressive drive right now by Northern Michigan, answering the call after that turnover. You need a long drive. They picked up the tempo a little bit. They got Finley on their heels.
Kalen Willis makes the tackle, but not before the first down. Northern Michigan right back to the line of scrimmage. Hands off again. And this time Young stopped, but not again before 5 yards. Caught the Oilers a little bit slow on the defensive side that time.
Sometimes tempo means so much to an offense. When you can get a quick count going, you got the defense hands on hips. They're looking to the sideline. They're not sure what the call is, and you're at the line of scrimmage. It's a huge advantage.
4:35 and a running clock here in the first quarter. Oilers lead at 7-0, but Northern Michigan threatening with a second down and long 5 situation. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Morley gives to Young again. He bounces it. This time the Oilers respond. Loose ball. Are they going to say he was down?
They're calling him down.
They're signaling him down. Nice job by
Kenny Klatt. Kenny Klatt, the first one to get there. And, Kenny's a junior from Hilliard-Davidson High School in Columbus, and he's well known for a big hitter. We've seen the beautiful new scoreboard 10. Nice replay to that play. Great job by Kenny stepping up and making that play.
Now the Donnell Stadium Foundation has upgraded the facilities a little bit more, and if it wasn't already, it's definitely one of the nicest facilities in Ohio. So third down and still about 5 or 6. Tried going in the end zone. Nicely played that time defensively by the Oilers. Caught the receiver, got the inside position, and made sure that catch wouldn't be made.
That's Ray Ballard. He's also making his first start on defense. He's played offense his first 2 years. He moved him over to corner here just because of the depth at running back. He gets a start at cornerback and makes a nice play.
Sets up 4th down and 5, so bring on Rockne Belmonte, who was probably MVP for the Northern Michigan team a year ago in the matchup. Spot down, blocked kick. Rockne picks it up, and everybody's going to swarm the ball. Loose ball comes out, still being batted around, and finally it's going to go down.
Well, the kick was blocked beautifully, right up the middle. Didn't get the number there. We'll try to get it from Sports Information, but it came right up the middle with the block, and then the ball bounced and went right back to the kicker's hands. Almost like all 11 Oilers said, all right, here's a kicker with the football. We're taking it from him, and just swarmed him, took the football right out of his hands.
So the Oilers will take over at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Well, Rob Keys always talks about there's going to be key plays. There's going to be big plays, and that certainly has. You had the fumble earlier, and now that play. That's 2 big plays by the Oilers.
2 turnovers, and it was a theme last year, and let's hope it continues this year. An opportunistic defense, a defense that is always looking to get that football.
So 1st and 10 for the Oilers. Belden with Williams in the backfield. 2 receivers to the top. Seth White, single coverage near side. Fake the handoff, throw the quick drag. Jared Brown sidesteps 1 tackler and brought down. And Jared Brown, we talk about all the offensive weapons. Monterey Williams and that stable of running backs, and Seth White and all the receivers. But Jared Brown was such a key part of last year's offensive success.
And I think that's going to be a big thing in this year's offense. Everyone talks about Monterey, and rightfully so, but the weapons that are on the outside with Clay Belton back there at quarterback, I think you're going to see an offense that throws the ball down the field a lot more than they did last season.
Oilers take it out to their own 44, where again they have 1st and 10. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Monterey lined up on the left side of Belden in the backfield this time. Back, looks to throw, pressure off the end, steps up, lets it fly, has a man deep, and caught nicely. Calling it in. He actually mistimed his steps, but Harold Jones-Corte pulls it down at the 10-yard line.
Harold had a touchdown, and he stopped running. He misjudged the ball, but then at the last minute, lunges out to get that football. And what a job by the offensive line up front. They bring the blitz. Monterey Williams picks up the middle linebacker, the 2 tackles, picked out the outside guys, stepped up in the pocket, did Clay Belton, delivered a great football.
So the Oilers with a 7-0 lead, looking to add on here. They'll have 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Northern Michigan wants a timeout. We're going to take the timeout as well with 2:56 left. Oilers leading at 7-0. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Spot down, blocked kick. Rockney picks it up, and everybody's going to swarm the ball. Loose ball comes out, still being batted around, and finally, it's going to go down. Well, the Oilers with the block kick to keep it at a 7-0 lead, and then have turned the offense back on. And on the first play out of the timeout, Oilers get a 5-yard pickup from Monterey down to the 5, bring up 2nd and goal. Hoping to check in with our sideline man, Brandon Emsweller here, maybe at the conclusion of this drive. Stand by, Brandon. And Jason, you think you got the number on that?
Lloyd Henry made that catch. Corte was 11 last year. He's 3 this year.
So 2nd and goal. Handoff, Monterey starts middle, bounces it to the outside. Stiff arms 1 man, drives his way down to around the 3.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot there. A huge stiff arm about the 6-yard line, able to get him inside the 5. One of these times, Clay's going to have to pull that ball out.
Yes, our apologies to Lloyd and his family. That was a big catch.
Yeah, Garfield Heights, Ohio, the sophomore, really came on late as a freshman, and that was a heck of a catch around the 10-yard line.
I guess it's our first game of the year too, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Seth White wide to the top side, cluster of 3 on the near side, tight to the formation. Monterey split out wide to the near side. Belden back, wants to throw end zone and overthrows it. Put it over the head of Seth White that time. A little too much on it.
An interesting call here for Rob Keys. Well, he will send on the field goal unit. He hesitated there for a minute, but he'll go ahead and send them on.
Again, Seth White will handle the kicking duties here. Spot will be down right at the 10-yard line, so a 20-yard attempt here for Seth White. Northern Michigan loads up that line of scrimmage. They're trying to imitate the Oilers' action. Spot down. The kick is up and up and through. And Seth White helps the Oilers extend the lead 10-0. Let's go on down to the sidelines. Check in with Brandon Emsweller.
Back to you guys.
I don't know. All right, Brandon. Got you a little excited with everything that was going on there. That's all right. Brandon's first game of the season, too. Hang in there. All right, so the Oilers up 10-0 here, and definitely have things going their way. The momentum swung in their direction, no doubt about it.
Well, they've got the turnovers, and really with 2 turnovers here in the first half, you'd probably like to see more than just 10 points. But, the offense is starting to get things together. I really like how the offensive line's come along here late in this first quarter, picking up the blitz schemes, and, he'll take being up 10-0. But starting to see some continuity. I think Clay's starting to get his legs under him a little bit. The first ball game, you maybe get a little nervous or a little anxious to get out there and play. I mean, keep in mind with Clay Belton, being that he's a fifth year, or I believe he's a 6th-year senior. Consider he couldn't be on campus this summer,
That's
so he
correct.
had to go home. So this was he's starting. He's only had a few practices where a lot of these guys stayed around all summer and were together. So
spring, he couldn't be here for spring
right.
ball, but he was able to be here for summer workouts. Here we're ready to go here. Oilers prepare to kick it away again. 2 men back. High short kick, very short kick. Going to be run up and fielded at the 11. Brought to the middle, looking to pick up blockers, and undercut around the 30-yard line, flies forward to just shy of the 35, and Rob Key's not going to be happy with that at all.
Yeah, short kick. Nathan Morris that time saves the day. He comes up right from the middle, makes a nice stick at the 35-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Northern Michigan, who that last drive showed the ability to move the ball, but of course the Oilers come away with the blocked field goal attempt.
Look at some of the numbers here. Tim Monterey Williams, 6 rushes for 16 yards. Clay Belton, 3 of 6 for 78 yards. Of course, Lloyd Henry leads the way receiving with that 46-yard reception.
2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Prince Young in the backfield with Morley. Oilers show 4 up front. Keep the linebackers. It's plenty of time. Looking. Morley now flushed. Tries to dump and check down. Almost picked off.
He tried to throw the ball out of bounds, just throw it away, but Josh Lee's there. And, Josh will, you don't expect it out of you. You look at it, he's kind of always hunched over, but when he stands up straight, he's 6'5", and he got a hand on that football, and Kenny Klatt almost with the interception.
Absolutely. Klatt, I mean, you could have made a call for the offensive pass interference as the receiver was pulling down on the back of Klatt as he was trying to make the catch. Sets up 2nd down and 10. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on either side of Morley this time. Oilers show blitz, then back out of it. Fake the throw, then the late handoff to Young. Starts middle, bounces outside, picks up a nice block from his wide receiver, breaks a tackle, and drives out to midfield. Nicely done by Prince Young.
Just making guys miss all the way down the field, changing direction. He's a shifty guy, and, Josh Kleffer comes all the way back from his defensive end position to make the play.
Not before midfield is reached, and a 1st down for the Wildcats. 15-yard pickup. Trips to the near side. Back to the right of Morley. Fake the handoff, looks to throw, wants to go long, up the seam, and overthrew it. Incomplete. Oilers had double coverage in the area. Willis and McLean both in the neighborhood. And a slightly overthrown ball is a good thing, because if it was on the mark, it might have been intercepted.
Right, McLean saw that all the way from his cornerback spot and came over the top and just misjudged it a little bit. Otherwise, he had a pick.
2nd and 10. .40 left here in the first quarter. Oilers lead it 10-0. Trips to the near side. Handoff goes to Prince Young. Hits the middle, and this time hits a wall. We shut down after about a 2-yard pickup. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
You just can't allow Young to get started. He's not a extremely quick guy when he first gets the football, but if he gets some momentum going, he gets a couple yards going, he's very shifty and tough to take down, and that's exactly how you defend him. And get him in a box. Don't allow him to make any cuts.
But it was a slightly late arriving, but a real good crowd here on hand for this game on the University of Findlay side, and they see the first quarter come to a close, and the Oilers with a 10-0 lead, and the crowd will give them a round of applause. We'll be back with more after this on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium as we're just about ready to get second quarter action underway. Oilers lead at 10-0, and Northern Michigan looking at a 3rd down and 8 situation. They have to run a man on late. 3 to the top, 2 to the near side. Oilers load up that line of scrimmage. They show 6. Long count by Morley in the backfield by himself. Bobbled the snap. Pressure comes up. He steps out to the side, throws, but behind his intended receiver, was looking to hook up with number 19, and I don't see him on my spotting chart right here.
That's Christian Marble King, and, he threw it behind there, but credit DJ Williams. It's amazing what a little bit of pressure will do right up the middle, especially when it's in your face and in your field of vision of where you want to throw, and a little bit of happy feet that time, and the pass goes behind the intended receiver, and another fourth down play for the Oilers.
So the Oilers prepare to field the punt. Demetrius Traps will lock his heels in at the 10-yard line. And Belmonte on to kick it away. Just underway here in the second quarter. Belmonte's going to roll out a little rugby-style kick. Takes a hop, a skip, hoping it bounces off one of the Oilers, and it doesn't. Said it'll take an Oiler hop to about the 12. That's probably about the best the Oilers could hope for in that situation.
It's just a great special teams play. You kick it low like that, and that nearly got McLean right in the back. It took a hop, and he went left, and luckily the ball went right. Otherwise, that could have been a turnover.
So the Oilers will set up 1st and 10. I want to remind you that the Oilers have a bye next week, so no Oiler action next week. But the next week after that, Jason and I will hit the road.
Saginaw Valley.
Saginaw Valley. Just ahead. Matter of fact, the Oilers go back-to-back road games. Saginaw Valley and then Northern Michigan.
Well, Michigan Tech.
Or Michigan Tech.
Don't take that extra 2 hours away from us there, Tim. Uperville, USA, Houghton, Michigan. 2
to the near side, 1 to the top. I think we got a new back in the backfield with Clay Belton. We'll check that number here in a second. Oh, it looks like a broken play. Instead throws almost off the hands of his intended receiver and then almost intercepted by the Wildcats.
Went to Nathan Morris, and Nathan was wide open, just didn't catch the football. Hit him right in the hands and nearly an interception. And that would have been one of those interceptions that if the defender is able to stay on his feet, he walks into the end zone.
Zach Kinninger in that backfield for the Oilers. It looked like with Clay's body language like he expected something on the left and then came back to Morris. 2nd and 10. Handoff Kinninger. Counter action on the left side, and he'll move the stack just shy of the 20-yard line. Nice pickup on 2nd down.
Now, Northern Michigan that time lined Zach Anderson up as a linebacker. He came in firing through B-gap, and I believe that's Damon Howe did a good job picking him up right at the point of attack, allowed Zach to get up the middle for 7 yards.
So 3rd down and 3 for the Oilers after the 7-yard pickup by Kinninger. Oilers will go empty backfield, 2 to the top, 3 to the near side. Belden looking at it from the shotgun. Long count, then checks off here to the near sideline. Still has 10 on the play clock. Now steps back, gives with the audible. Better pick up his pace here a little bit. Just gets it off. Quick throw out in the flat, complete to Seth White, and that's almost stealing.
Well, it's what the Oilers have done all year long last year, was just that 5-step drop and fire it out to Seth White on the sidelines. He runs a little 7-yard stop route, and they continue to do it. They did it all last year, and 2 times in a row they've done it here in the first ball game.
Well, you saw the Northern Michigan secondary coach come over and grab his player and just rip him. He said, you could tell, he said, didn't you know that was coming? Everybody knew that was coming. So the Oilers with a fresh set of downs. Kinninger still to his right. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Handoff again. Kinninger tries the middle. Not much there this time. About a yard pickup.
There's just not a lot of space to run in there. Northern Michigan, very good defensively. The strength of this defense is that defensive line, and it's been tough sledding up the middle.
Bring up a 2nd down and 9. 13 minutes left here in the second quarter. Oilers lead it 10-0. Season opener. 1 wide out to the top, 2 to the near side. Kinninger stays in the backfield. Audible comes from the sideline. Coach Rothenbuehler will flip Kinninger to the left of Belden now. Fake the handoff, rolls back the other way. Belden throws back across. Nathan Morris plucks it away from the different side steps. Another defender, but he fumbles the football.
Yeah, stripped the defender that came in. The third defender that came in just stripped it right out of his hands. He was carrying it like a loaf of bread and got to take care of that football. And beautiful pass by Clay Belden across his body, back over the middle. And that was a potential big play for the Oilers that goes the other way.
Great catch, but unfortunately stripped. And Coach Keys, that's one of the things you got to like about Coach Rob Keys. He catches Nathan Morris coming off, says, hey, you made a mistake. Get over it. We're going to need you before this one's done.
Well, Nathan Morris has just got such great speed at that slot receiver. And we've seen him a number of times last season catch the ball maybe 15 yards down the field and take it to the house. And that was one that could have went the distance there.
So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as they force the turnover. Open up with trips to the near side, one to the top. Hand off to a new running back in this time as Prince Young's going to get a breather at least for a little while here. And checking in is Keon Collier.
And Josh Kleffer that time, kind of a forgotten man on this team from Van Loo, Ohio, has been a tight end, kind of got lost in the shuffle. They moved him over to defensive line and starting defensive end.
Second down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup by Collier. 2 to each side this time are the receivers. Bring a man in motion. Back as Morley looks, throws to his check down. That's Collier. And Collier stopped but keeps his feet churning and going to be very close to first down yardage.
I think he's probably going to get it there by the nose of the football. And Kenny Klatt had him around the 40-yard line, but he just kept on pushing his legs, and he does. He picks up. No, they're going to call him just short.
3rd down and less than 1 here. Pair of wideouts to the near side, bring in the extra back. I don't think there's a whole lot of mystery. I'm surprised they keep Morley in the gun here. Hand off Prince Young, and he'll hit the line. Ooh, this is going to depend on the spot. I'll tell you what, Oilers read that beautifully. Is that Brandon Butler who came up?
Yeah, Brandon with a huge hit, and you can just see him. He's gotten so much better each and every year, a little bit bigger, a little faster, and boy, did he drill him right in the hole.
And they're going to measure.
You know, the line judge had him for a first down, but after Brandon hit him, he came back across. So we'll see. You know, we got a tough angle. He has to get all the way to the 37-yard line. And I'm going to guess he's just a hair short, Tim.
He is short. He's short by about an inch and a half. Boy, that was a big stick, and I'll tell you what, and now if you're Northern Michigan, you got to think about this a little bit.
Well, you don't want to make a mistake here, but at the same time, this is a huge opportunity. If it's coming off a turnover, a little change in momentum, and I think we're going to see them go for it. You know, Brandon had 5 tackles at the first quarter, 6 tackles already, and that's what you got to do as the middle linebacker, but Brandon's exceptional.
Well, I think they're going to go for it, but I don't know if they'll go out of the gun again. But Morley doesn't look like he's in a hurry to go under center. They're going to go the exact same formation. 2 to the near side. A blocking back up and to the right of Morley. And Prince Young a step behind to his left. Handoff again to Young. Counters it. He gets the first down and a few more this time. He started it right and then busted it back left and got it.
Yeah, they didn't go straight isolation that time. They ran the counter off of it, sent the fullback out to the right, have Prince come back away from that direction, and he was able to get through the backside there and make the play for the Oilers was Matricia, but he just didn't have enough with him there to make that play in the backfield.
1st and 10. For the Wildcats, inside the Oiler 35. Call it the 33. Long count brings the near side receiver in motion. Back looking to throw. Morley across the middle. Complete. Collier breaks one tackle and be brought down inside the 10. But it'll be 1st and goal from there for the Wildcats.
Well, that's a safety's dream right there. Where you see a ball kind of fluttering over the middle. You have an opportunity to make a huge hit. And I believe that was Willis that time who just missed him. I mean, had an opportunity to really lay the wood there, maybe separate the ball from the catch. And he just flat out missed him. And now 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
Collier stays in. He'll be the back to the right. 1 wide out to each side and a couple tight ends. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws to the corner of the end zone, and bad throw by Morley. That's really what that was. And he had some pressure coming off the backside, which helped him make that poor throw. But
Kevin Bruton was coming in pressure-wise from the defensive end position. Otherwise, it's an easy touchdown because on defending that play was McLean, and, he got completely ate up by that double move. And credit Kevin Bruton getting there and forcing that pass to come out early.
Second and goal from that same 9-yard line. Oilers lead at 10-0, but Northern Michigan threatening. 2 to the near side. Go with the 2-back set again. 1 up and to the right. Prince Young back to the left. Bring the inside receiver in motion. Give it to Prince Young. He finds room in the middle. Touchdown.
They got some great blocks right up the middle, but I think that motion across the formation froze the Findlay linebackers. They weren't sure where that ball was going, could never find it until it was in the end zone.
You've got an eclipse of that offensive line, and that really blocked it out there. And looks like we're ready to go here right after the extra point. We're going to check in with Brandon Emswell. But Northern Michigan on the board at the 9:42 mark, 10-6, and Belmonte on to try to add on the extra point. Spot down, kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 9:42 left, it's 10-7. The University of Findlay. Let's go down the sideline, check in with Brandon Emswell.
Northern Michigan.
All right. Well, instead, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Oilers lead by 3 with 9:42 left. You're listening to Oiler Football on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. 10-7. Oilers on top here. 9:42 left in the second quarter. Oilers prepared to field the kickoff. 3 men back to field the kick. High spinning, angling kick, and fielded at about the 3, looking to bring it to the middle, and Kinninger picks it up, and he had to do some serious backpedaling and catch it over his shoulder and took away any momentum he possibly had to try to get a return on there. So the Oilers will be back inside their own 15 at the 14, 1st and 10.
Well, it's a great angling kick and maybe a miscommunication that time between the deep man and Zach. But, you look at the Findlay offense. They've really had some tremendous opportunities in this game. Wide receivers running wide open, whether it's drop balls or missed throws. I think you feel good and confident that you're able to do a lot of different things offensively, but you just need to put it together at this point.
So Northern Michigan able to capitalize on the Oiler turnover like the Oilers did in the first quarter when they got the touchdown off the fumble by Morley. Monterey Williams back in there to the left of Clay Belden. He'll get the handoff, starts middle, bounces it out, and just too many bodies.
He had to do a tremendous amount of work to lose 2 or 3 yards that time. And, they're swarming on Monterey Williams. At some point, you got to pull the ball out from his belly and take it around the end to keep him honest.
So a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 coming up. Again, Monterey to the left of Belden. 2 receivers to each side. Clay's going to check off. Looks to the sideline. 10 on the moving shot clock. Or, excuse me, play clock. Little basketball in their head there still. Goes ahead and gives the Monterey. Starts middle. Kind of bounces it back to the near side. Across the 15, out to the 17. Got back what was lost, plus about 3 more, but it set up a 3rd down and long here for the Oilers.
Yeah, just trying to get some positive yards at that point, but the Oilers are struggling with their tempo. Sometimes you look to the sidelines and you wait around, you lose your rhythm a little bit, and I think that's what's happened here in these last couple drives for the Oilers.
Call it 3rd and 6 officially. 2 receivers to each side. Belden back. Pressured, tries to dump it off, but a little bit too long there and finally overwhelmed. Matter of fact, thrown right back into Clay Belden's lap. Was one of his offensive linemen.
Just a 4-man rush and a lot of short routes that time. Nobody's stretching the field and a disappointing 3 and out there. And really, Northern Michigan has an opportunity to seize the momentum here.
And Chris Reaper ended up just being picked up and thrown on top of Clay Belden. One man back to field the punt. That's Brandon Parson, and he's standing right near midfield. Seth White prepares to kick it away. Seth gets it off. Spiraling, angling kick. Takes a hop and an Oiler hop at that and skips out of bounds, but at the 49-yard line of Northern Michigan. But as you said, another opportunity for the Wildcats.
And Oilers have struggled on first down really this entire game, just getting positive yards. When you start a drive 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, makes it difficult to have success offensively. And I think it needs, the offense just needs to be opened up. As simple as that, to get some passing on first down, throw the ball down the field, because the Oilers have shown, or the Northern Michigan has shown that they can't cover anybody right now. They've been very stout up front. Their front seven is tough. The defensive secondary has had some struggles.
1st and 10 for Northern Michigan. 2 to each side. They trail by 3. Prince Young behind Morley. And he'll get the delay handoff. Ooh, big block in the back that they get away with, but a nice job of responding by the Oiler linebackers to hold it to a short gain.
The Oilers there, they came up the field right away. That was Alex Vance that ran right past the play, but the linebacking core of the University of Findlay is really outstanding. Across the board, in the 2 deep, whether you're first or second string, they can all play, and they're showing it here tonight.
2nd down and a long 8. 2 receivers to each side. 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Oilers with a 3-point lead. Low snap picked up by Morley. Pressure in his face. He gets rid of it to Prince Young. Breaks one tackle, but finally brought down at about the Oiler 45, 44-yard line. Oilers had a chance to make that a short or no gain, but just not able to tackle Prince Young.
Well, Brandon Butler's been outstanding all game, and it's tough to get. He was out there trying to make that play. Came all the way out from his middle linebacker position. It was just a beautiful cut by Prince Young. Comes all the way back across him and makes this a 3rd manageable situation.
3rd down and 3. Cluster of 3 receivers at the top of the formation. Prince Young to the left, plus a slotted man on the tight end on the near side here. Morley back, has time, throws to his check down, complete. And fighting for more yardage. Is that King?
Got a fumble on him. Got a fumble.
Loose ball came out.
It came out in the scuffle there. He was standing out. That was King trying to get extra yardage.
Well, the Oilers are lobbying for it to be their ball. The officials trying to unpile, and it is Oiler football.
Yeah, he's just battling for extra yards that entire time and carrying the ball kind of out over his shoulder pad. And I believe that was Butler that came in and just kind of slapped at the football. And next thing you know, the Oilers pick it up.
Well, it happened to Nathan Morris in a similar fashion earlier in the quarter. Now it happens the other way. And the Oilers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35. See if the Oilers can get some offensive rhythm going.
They need a statement type drive. Their first drive, their touchdown scoring drive was just a 2-play drive. Their field goal was a shorter field. This is a 65-yard opportunity here. They need a nice drive where they're doing some good things on first down, putting themselves in position where they can work the play action.
Lloyd Henry comes out to the near side with Kovic. Out to the top side is Seth White. Slot man is Jared Brown. Monterey Williams to the left of Seth White. Move Brown in motion. Belden back, wants to throw out in the flat, complete to Seth White. Did he hold on? Yes, he did.
Yeah, Seth, just so dependable. What a great route. That ball actually came out a little bit late from Clay Belton that time. But you see just the idea of just faking the handoff to Monterey Williams. Makes all those linebackers come up. They're so afraid of what he can do with the football that it opens up the entire passing game.
Oilers go a little no huddle right back to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the near side, one at the top. They'll check off on the near side. This could be Jared Brown time right here. Let's see. Monterey this time to the right of Belden. Fake, dumps it down to Brown. He lost the handle, picks up the loose football, and then will be forced out after about a 2-yard gain. Boy, that almost had nightmare written all over it.
Get some stickum on that ball or something. We've seen a lot of drop balls in this game. That was a good pass, nice block from Kovac. And, if Jared catches that ball securely, he's got a first down.
Oilers still going no huddle even after the 1-yard pickup. Trips go to the top of the formation. Seth White has single coverage on the near side. Long count, look, Handoff Monterey. Monterey finds a seam and pushes out, and that's what hitting a pass will do, is it'll open up a little bit of space there, and that's all Monterey Williams needs to get what appears to be either a first down or just shy of one.
Well, Morgan Stentz that time meant Justin Music. That's a pancake block that you could show at a clinic from Justin Music right up the middle.
Oilers again right back at it, and then they'll pull off to check the play at the sideline. They're going to say it's just shy of the first down, 3rd and less than 1. Same formation as last, trips to the top, 1 to the near side. Handoff Monterey, first down yardage, and pushes down inside the 40 to the 39.
Offensive line now getting to the second level, and that's very important. If you can get off those combination blocks, get a little bit of push, get off to the second level, and sometimes that's all a running back like Monterey Williams needs, just a little seam there, get on a linebacker's hat and allow him some room up the middle.
Clock continues to move, under 5 minutes remaining. Twins to each side this time for the Oilers. Again, Monterey starts it and then bounces to the right, and that time was being pursued and run down on the back side. Short gain.
And just a slow developing play that time. He kind of got rolled up on. He'll come out of the ball game, but nowhere to go. A little dancing in the backfield, and we still haven't seen Clay Belton pull that ball out. And I got to believe at some point we're going to see him pull that one out.
Timeout on the field. We're going to take it as well. 4:28 left. Oilers lead at 10-7. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. Oilers looking at a 2nd down and 9 after the timeout. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. That's Lloyd Henry. He'll come in motion into the backfield. He'll take the handoff, reverses, comes back around the other way. Seth White wants to throw, looking for a man down the field. Oh, he couldn't hold it in. A golden opportunity for Corte.
Well, they had the throwback to Lloyd Henry, and Corte was covered, but the throw was perfect. Hit him right in the numbers. That was a touchdown, and he just flat out dropped it. But I tell you what, though, Tim, that last play from Monterey Williams put him up into 3rd all-time for career rushing, and it gets him past Dana Wright, who played back in 1984 and 86, and moving on up the chain.
Of course, Dana Wright will be remembered. He was initially drafted by the New York Giants in the NFL draft, was with them in camp, and then that was the strike year. He got an opportunity to play during the strike for the Cincinnati Bengals. Outstanding running back in University of Findlay history. Oilers looking at 3rd and 9 with trips to the top. Belden back, looks, steps up. Now he'll throw, complete, first down yardage. That's Lloyd Henry, and Lloyd Henry will take it down near the 20-yard line, called the 21 officially.
Tremendous job by the offensive line, Tim, because they stuck with their blocks. They were getting a little pressure, but they stayed between him and Clay. Clay able to dance around a little bit, stayed in the pocket, stepped up, delivered a great ball. 1st
and 10 for the Oilers at the 21. Like the composure of Clay Belden on that play as well. 3 receivers go to the top. Seth White by himself here on the near side. Corte, the inside receiver at the top, but the handoff's going to Kinninger. He'll hit the line and be pushed back. Gets forward push, though, inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So, again, going back to that push that you talked about that offensive line's getting.
Yeah, just running. It's the read option. I don't think they're playing the read right now. It's a straight handoff, and sometimes that's the way the call is, and a lot of times that's to set up a big run around the end later.
2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Tight end on the near side of the line. Gives to Monterey, who's back in there. Monterey is going to push it down close to first down yardage.
Seeing some of the second-team defensive linemen in for Northern Michigan, and that's a difference. And when you can start to wear down the first-teamers, you got to bring in what's left on your depth chart. I think that's what you're seeing is offensive line imposing their will on this second defensive line unit.
The official said something there, and we missed it.
Another timeout for Northern Michigan.
All right, now Northern Michigan takes the timeout. He had something different before that. But with 3:16 left, we got another timeout. Oilers lead 10-7, but threatening to add on. You're listening to Oiler Football on 88.3 WLFC.
3rd down 2.
Welcome back to Donnell Stadium, and out of the timeout, how about a little bit of magic by Monterey Williams? For all intents and purposes, should have been bottled up in the backfield for a loss of 2. Turns it into a first down pickup.
It looked like a little Walter Payton.
Yeah, it did.
Walter Payton, when he played for the Bears, didn't have any offensive line in front of him and somehow got yardage. That time he got the handoff from Clay Belton, and there were guys in the backfield. He made one guy miss, a little straight arm, ran around the in, outran a couple guys, and big first down.
So first and goal for the Oilers at the 10-yard line. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Belden with Monterey to his left. Handoff. Monterey looking to pick his way. Gets to the ankle. Looking for the corner of the end zone. Lowers his shoulder. Touchdown Oilers.
And a tremendous job up front that time by Tyler Johns. Tyler Johns just flat out put his man in the backfield. And when you move your defensive lineman 5 yards into the linebacker, he got some things going. Great job by Tyler Johns. That offensive line, Monterey makes him pay for 6.
Well, and what did Rob Keyes call him in the pregame interview? The man.
He's the man, and no doubt about it. And great run that time. Just a powerful run when he got down to the goal line.
Love to see those running backs, again, Walter Payton-esque, lower the shoulder and lay the wood. Bring on the extra point team. Seth White gets it up. And it's good. 2:40 left. The Oilers extend the lead back to 10, 17-7. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Handoff. Monterey looking to pick his way. Gets to the ankle. Looking for the corner of the end zone. Lowers his shoulder. Touchdown Oilers. And that's how she went. It put the Oilers back out to a 10-point advantage. As Jason said, great push by the offensive line. And Monterey only needs a little bit of space. And he gets in from 10 yards out. Kickoff fielded at the 7. Looking to bring it to the middle, picks up a block. Now wants to bounce it outside. Stiff arm, the 25, and then finally forced out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Let's see where they say he finally stepped out at.
Well, Tim, we talked about the offense needing to make a statement drive. 11 plays, 65 yards, 3 minutes, 55 seconds. Got your defensive break. That's a statement drive right there. Outstanding job by the entire offense.
Just like they had us piped in down there. They followed your direction.
Monterey Williams now 14 carries for 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. Clay Belton 8 of 13 for 137 yards, and then leading the way receiving Seth White 3 receptions for 32 yards.
All right, the return man stepped out at the 28, so that's where it'll be first and 10. 2:32 left here in the first half. Oilers lead it 17-7. 2 receivers to the top, 3 to the near side. Morley in the backfield by himself in the gun. Oilers load up that line of scrimmage. Throw out in the flat, complete. Running room, first down yardage. And out near the 40-yard line.
A pretty big stick there late. That time, that was Kalen Willis making the stick out of bounds. But big number 81, Julian Gaines, 6'6", 211-pound sophomore wide receiver. Now that's a frame to throw to.
Oilers look like they got a little bit of prevent in that. Plenty of cushion out there on the corners. Trips the near side, 1 to the top. Bring Prince Young back in the backfield to the left of Morley. He'll take the snap. Dumps down to Prince Young. He finds a seam. Great blocking on the outside by the wide receivers. Oilers will run him down from the backside, but not before he takes it well into Oilers territory inside the 35, near the 33.
Well, it was a great job by Chad Anderson that time, the right guard, who got out on that screen and was able to just flat out take down Brandon Butler. Brandon was there. Great block by the Anderson kid of Northern Michigan.
One tough thing for Northern Michigan is they are out of timeouts. And the clock moving at 1:50. 5 receivers again. Empty backfield for Morley. He has plenty of time. Goes to his check down, complete to King. He goes down to a knee and takes a pop on the backside for his pleasure inside the 30 at the 29.
Well, it was a great throw because Derek Mason was there to make the play. Derek Mason, just a freshman from Beverly Hills, Michigan, went to West Bloomfield High School up there. And if that ball's thrown high, you got an opportunity for an interception.
Second down. Call it 6. 3 to the top, 2 to the near side again. Throws to a check down, and this time the Oilers smother it. Was he able to hold on? He was close to first down yardage.
Had Richard Sumlin that time, who lined up at his tackle position, gets back in coverage, defending that play.
Christian Jesse with the catch just shy of first down yardage. Clock continues to move, under a minute remaining. 3rd and 1 here. 2 to the near side, 2 to the top side. Prince Young in the backfield. Morley surveys the situation, fakes the handoff, throws across the middle. Was it batted down incomplete?
Yeah,
yes, it was.
Richard Sumlin again, and they just kind of put him back. They bring the linebacker, bring Sumlin back into coverage, and quarterback didn't see him. They'll bring in the kick team.
And here comes Rockney Belmonte. Blocked earlier in the first quarter from around this neighborhood.
Rugby Belmonte.
Set this down at the 31-yard line, so a 41-yard attempt.
What a name for a kicker, huh?
It's a good name for a football player, I'll say that. And the Oilers are going to ice the kicker with 38 seconds left. We'll go ahead and take the break. Oilers lead 17-7. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. Belmonte again will line up to try to take his field goal attempt here from 41 yards out. Spot down. The kick is up. The kick is off the crossbar. No good.
Boy, he got a good leg into that one. Nice high kick, drilled the right upright. And now Findlay with 35 seconds. They have some decent field position and 2 timeouts.
Well, Jason, we have something new to add to the broadcast this year, and that is we are reachable by Twitter. We have several followers out there. We'd like to get a lot more, not for us, but just because we want you to be a part of the broadcast.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, it's Oilers on Air. You can come in, ask us a question. Tell us what you want to see out of the Findlay team. Of course, we'll have it for basketball as well, and opportunity to be active and involved with the broadcast.
Give us your votes for player of the game, big plays, all that kind of stuff.
Now, right now, Brandon Butler and Monterey Williams leading the charge, I'd say.
And, of course, you always have Ask Jason, which is always fun. So the Oilers will line up with Belden at the quarterback. Back to his right, that's Daquan Ford. Pressure in the backfield, and Oilers dangerous there. Tried to throw a little screen out in the flat there.
It looked like interference to me.
Well, we haven't had a flag. Well, no, I take that back. We had the one personal foul on the fumble recovery. But other than that, we haven't seen the penalty flags.
Yeah, they tried to set up the slip screen there to Seth White, and it was well defended, but I thought he sure got hit in the back early that time.
So 2nd and 10. See if the strategy doesn't change. And Seth comes up not all the better for the wear there. Shoulder pad popping out of his jersey. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 at the top. Monterey back in there. Handoff goes to Monterey. And he'll hit the middle of the line, be brought down after a short gain, and that might be it.
Probably just go ahead and run out the clock here for the half. And a good first half, Tim. 17 points. They've controlled this football game, and some opportunity to make some adjustments and see if you can put this one away in the second half.
Brendan Emswell is going to try to catch Coach Rob Keys coming off the field here. As this first half is going to run out. All right, Daquan Ford, the deepest of the 3, to field this kick from Rockne Belmonte. Ready to get this second half underway. Full moon out there. Angling kick again. Drives and picked up there by Corte. Corte starts in the middle, bounces it to the outside, takes it across the 20, and then is finally brought down. And then a little bit of shenanigans on the backside, but nothing comes from it.
Harold that time did a much better job catching that football, moving forward, and able to get out past the 20-yard line.
All right, so Oilers will open up the second half with possession. Let's see how they come out. 10-point lead, 17-7. And have to be feeling pretty confident right now. Monterey in the backfield with Belden. Pair receivers to the near side. Seth White has the single up on the top of the formation. Belden settles in the shotgun. Looks over the situation. Takes the snap. Gives to Monterey. Monterey hits the pile and pushes it forward like he's more often to do. And takes it across the 25 and out near the 27.
Yeah, that time that handoff was just a little smoother that time. That belly handoff where, Clay rode him in there a little bit longer and held that defensive end to make sure that he didn't pull it out of there and allowed Monterey to cut that back across the line of scrimmage.
Pick up 5, and Monterey's starting to close in on taking that number 2 spot in Oiler rushing history.
Closing in on Jamie Horn.
Again, twins to the near side, 1 at the top. Bump coverage on that top. Fake the handoff. Rolling his Belding, looking to throw. Wants the man deep, looking for Seth White. Caught! Seth down, finally pulled down at the 20-yard line. I'll tell you what, that was a great catch by Seth White because he got half mugged at the 35-yard line in Northern Michigan and still kept his concentration and made a great catch.
That was a beautiful throw, and an experienced receiver that time. He actually had Alex Kovic wide open down the seam as well.
And the Oilers go no huddle, right back to the line of scrimmage. Quick snap, handoff. Monterey gets in the backfield, bounces off the first two tacklers, and does well to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they tried to catch Northern Michigan off guard. I think they caught themselves off guard. Nobody was ready from an offensive line standpoint, and everybody kind of stand up, and the entire defensive line in to make that tackle. And sometimes you outthink yourself a little bit.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the Northern Michigan 20-yard line. Oilers lead at 17-7 and looking to play add-on here. Twin receivers to each side. Belton checks off and checks with the sideline. Looks to offensive coordinator Troy Rothenbuehler. Now looks to the center. Gives the handoff again to Monterey. Starts left, bounces right, sidesteps right, spins, and down inside the 5. Be down close to the 3-yard line. They'll say it'll be the 4 is where he first touches down. And a great hole up the middle and a great run by Monterey.
Just a great job by Scott Deerwester and Justin Music. They go ahead and combination block on the defensive tackle. Deerwester got out to the second level.
Oilers go no huddle again. Fake the handoff to Monterey. Belton dives for the end zone. Touchdown Oilers.
Just an outstanding drive. They go with the long bomb right away to Seth White, who makes a tremendous play, and then it's Oiler football from there, running right up the middle and then pull the ball out of the belly of Monterey Williams. Nobody home at all. Easy touchdown for the Oilers.
And the Oilers quickly, they take 1 minute and 47 seconds to strike back and push the lead out to 23-7 with the extra point pending. Spot down. The kick is up by Seth White, and it is good with 13-13 left, 24-7 Finley. Let's go down to the sidelines now. Let's check in with Brandon Emsweller.
Well, yeah, you guys are right. I mean, through that whole drive, the defense was very confused. They had a little bit of a panic, and, you know, the offense ran a lot of audibles on that play. So it was a really good job on the Oilers' offense. Back to you guys.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. 13-13 left here in the third quarter. Going to keep it here as the Oilers have pushed the advantage out, and we said it there at the half. You come out, you put a score on the board, and you take sort of a stranglehold on this, and now perhaps you make Northern Michigan be something they don't want to be.
Well, and as a coach, you're just so happy because you spent the whole halftime segment talking about getting that score, and you get it in 5 plays, and just a tremendous job by the offense. It gets you in a situation now where you can really come after the quarterback. Tim, a couple other scores here around the conference. Lake Erie leading Gannon at the half, 23-21, and Ferris State and St. Francis all tied up at 14 halftime there.
Oilers prepare to kick this one away. Josh Rohde to handle the kickoff duties again. 2 men back around the 8-yard line to field it. High, short spinner. Going to be fielded. No, they played husband and wife. Neither one took it. Now one of them has to circle back to get it. And then Ferraris Golden comes and lays the wood.
I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. The two up there, the two back, the guys there for Northern Michigan both looked at each other and then both ran forward with conviction, like they were going to go block somebody. And that, luckily for Northern Michigan, it hit and came back like my sand wedge does on the green and didn't go forward. Had it gone forward, I think the Oilers would have recovered that.
You're right.
You know better about my sand wedge.
You're lying about the sandwich. That's what I'm going to say right now.
But, yeah, what a hit there by Golden is he comes right up the middle that time and just flat out knocks the ball carrier over.
Well, in volleyball circles, they call that a husband and wife. No, you got it. No, you got it. And Northern Michigan, as you said, actually very fortunate. But they're backed up inside their own 20-yard line at the 18 to start this drive, 1st and 10. Morley gives the handoff to Prince Young. And he's going to be submarine. Nice job getting off of a block and making the tackle for little or no gain. We got a flag over on the far side.
That's Tyler Ward, who just did a tremendous job. You know, like you said, he was working against an offensive lineman that time, kind of bobbed and weaved his way out of that block, and then makes a great tackle.
Take a look here at the penalty. We've had very few flags. As a matter of fact, I think this is just the second penalty of the game.
And he got the right tackle that time. It was hitched back just a little bit too far and called him in the backfield, and the Oilers will decline the penalty.
So they'll take the play, 2nd and 10 from the 18. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Plus a tight end in the formation for Northern Michigan. Morley back, wants to throw, catches a man coming on the slant, has it, first down yardage and more across the 35. That time got the inside position on Jamon McLean and made him pay for it.
Julian Gaines again. That's a good wide receiver, 6'6", about 225 pounds, a really big target coming across the middle. That last score, Tim, Clay Belton, 4-yard run, 5 plays, 78 yards, a minute 40 off the clock.
3 to the top, 2 to the near side. Morley in that empty backfield set. And tried the 2-minute offense at the end of the half. This was effective for them. Oilers load up the defensive line of scrimmage. They'll bring a lot of pressure. They don't get there, but they do force a bad throw and incomplete.
A bad throw and an early throw. That time they brought pressure right up A-gap, sent Brandon Butler and Kenny Clapp right up the middle. And neither one of them blocked, and quarterback had no choice that time to just throw the ball away.
They were looking for Christian Jesse there. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. 12:08 left here in the third quarter. Oilers lead it 24-7 here on the home opener. 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Young to the right of Morley. He'll get the handoff. He'll try the middle, bounces to the outside, has running room to midfield, still on his feet, and down inside to the Oiler 47.
Now they're able to get some good blocks that time and really caught the Oilers looking for a pass. As everybody gets up the field, they run the draw in underneath that and able to get good blocks on the linebackers in the first down.
Now, give Northern Michigan credit. They're sticking with what is their game plan. And they have 1st and 10 in Oiler territory. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. A back on either side of Morley this time in the gun. Back, spins out, throws on the backside, picked off.
Yep, that's number 5. That's Jamon McLean who read that beautifully. They tried to slip screen there, and the quarterback actually turned his back to where he wanted to throw it, flipped it around, and threw it out there in no man's land. McLean tripped up. Otherwise, he would have had smooth sailing all the way to the end zone.
Was looking for Sterling Darling, a freshman wideout out of Miami, Florida, and he really threw that without ever looking. It was like it was a time thing, and you saw the receivers coach come over and find the receiver and say, "What are you doing?" And
that's exactly what happened. The receiver kept going down the field.
Yeah.
McLean saw what was going on, saw Lyman coming out there, knew it had to be a screen, and intercepted the football.
So another turnover for Northern Michigan gives the Oilers the football at their own 47. 1st and 10. Clay Belton in the gun. Monterey to his right. Trip receivers to the near side. And 1 to the top. Handoff goes to Monterey in the middle. And again, this offensive line and Monterey Williams just keep on working. And they're running down this very good defensive line of Northern Michigan.
They just keep leaning on you, pushing on you. And after a while, you start wearing down.
Oilers go trips to the near side. Send Seth White out to the top. Clay Belton with the check with me on the sideline. Now settles back in. Looking at 2nd down and 4. Plenty of time on the play clock. Takes the snap. Gives to Monterey. Monterey starts, hesitates, and then a dipsy-do and gets it across the first down marker down to about the 41.5 of Northern Michigan.
Yeah, the first half, much of the first half was a stalemate up front. Now we're seeing that first drive and then the first 2 plays of the second drive of the second half. This offensive line is winning the line of scrimmage. They're pushing the defensive line off the ball, and that's a bad sign if you're a Wildcat fan, because when you get Monterey Williams space, he's going to make you pay.
And by the way, we are now officially into Monterey being the second all-time leading rusher in University of Findlay history. And this time the handoff a little slow to get to Monterey, and good pressure on the defensive left side holds him to a short gain about the 40-yard line.
I like the tempo of the offense right now. They're getting up quick. They're getting back to the line of scrimmage. You're seeing a lot of hands on hips for the Wildcats.
They're still shuffling defensively. Oilers set offensively. Belton takes the snap, wants to throw. Steps up, lets it go, finds Jared Brown across the middle. Sidesteps a defender. He's at the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown Oilers!
Not going to see too many tight ends in Division II that have that type of speed. And he catches it right over the middle and just flat out outruns everybody to the end zone.
Boy, a couple of nice side steps as well to get himself into space to use that speed. And now the Oilers threatening to run away with this one, literally and figuratively.
And just a great play call. Nice action by Clay Belton. He looked out to Seth White first, came back over the middle, and a beautiful route by Jared Brown.
Bring on Seth White for the point after again. Snap back, spot down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And with 10:02 left in the third quarter, the University of Findlay now leads Northern Michigan 31-7. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. In the gun. Back, spins out, throws on the backside, picked off.
Yep, that's number 5. That's Jamon McClain, who read that beautifully. They tried to slip screen there, and
Oilers come away with the interception that set up that last touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, another high, short kick, but this time flying in on the backside. Nathan Morris just takes the returner down just across the 20, call it the 22-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
Just tremendous speed by Nathan Morris. Just beat everybody down there. But that last drive, Jared Brown, 40-yard pass from Clay Belton, 4 plays, 53 yards, took a minute, 32 seconds off the clock.
So now Northern Michigan trailing by 24. They're going to have to change things up here a little bit, you got to think. 3 to the near side, bring the inside receiver in motion. He'll take the handoff, try to bounce it outside. Oilers read that all the way. Kevin Bruton and others tagging for a loss back inside the 15.
You start to just let it all hang out when you start getting a lead. You're up 31-7. Now it's starting to get fun. You're playing with more confidence. This defensive line's coming off the football. They want to get a sack, and here comes a guy in motion who takes the ball in a jet sweep, and Kevin Bruton just flat out beat the tackle to the backfield, and he got the handoff, and no more after he takes a step, he meets Mr. Bruton.
Well, Kevin Bruton slid into that Andrew Letty jersey that Andrew wore forever here at the University of Findlay, and made a Letty-esque play on that one. Sets up a 2nd down and 17 now for Northern Michigan, back at their own 15. Delay handoff, and Prince Young, and right now the Oiler defensive front is just teeing off on the backfield.
And just going after him. Ain't nobody home at all. They just that's Cleffer, and Cleffer's a beast now. 6'4", 260 pounds. He makes a blood mood on the right tackle, and right as Prince Young takes that handoff, Josh Cleffer is there with a helmet to his chest, and that could have been a turnover.
Loss of another 3, 3rd down and 20, and this drive going the wrong direction for Northern Michigan and the perfect way for the Oilers. There go trips to the near side, 2 to the top. Empty backfield set. This could be dangerous the way the Oilers have been tacking. Snap back. Morley looks. Flush from the pocket. Being chased. Hit as he throws. It's going to be incomplete. Good coverage. Flying up, Jamon McClain had the tight end covered up pretty good and kept him from hauling that in. Wasn't much coming from it, even if it was caught.
Well, they are just flat out coming after the Wildcats. The defensive line, just a 4-man rush, hard rush up the middle. They ran a stunt. The ends come around. The tackles go outside. All 4 defensive linemen that time met in the backfield. Oilers
Showing the pressure. And we'll check in with Brandon here in just a few moments. Hang by there. Almonte to kick this one away, that rolling kick. And running up and feeling it as traps, and he wants to put a return on. Made the first man miss, and he's going to push it inside the 35, down near the 37-yard line. And that's where it'll be 1st and 10. Let's go ahead, go down the sideline, check in with Brandon Emsweller.
Well, guys, I mean, I was over at Northern Michigan's sidelines. It seemed pretty lifeless over there, very quiet. Well, on the Oilers sidelines, it's pretty intense over here, and everyone's all hyped up, as you can see by their defensive play. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Nice job. 8:18 left. Oiler offense getting ready to come back out onto the field here. See if we don't see some of those other running backs here pretty soon.
Well, and Brandon hit the nail on the head. You start to get some scores on the board. You get that lead out. You play with just a little bit more confidence, and you get after just a little bit more. And it's tough to play when a game is tight. You open the game up a little bit. You play a little more free.
They'll stay with Monterey to the left of Belden. 2 receivers at the top, 1 to the near side. We get a timeout.
We get a delay of game here on the Oilers.
Oh, I think you're right. Rare error here for the Oilers. 5-yard penalty. Coach Rob Keys, any mistake just drives him nuts.
They were late to get out on the field, and that goes probably on both sides, the players and the coaches. But as a player, you got to recognize, you got to get out there. If it's under 10, if you're a quarterback, you're yelling, hurry, hurry, and get up to the ball and get that ball snapped.
Same formation. Corte and Seth White to the top of the formation. Another receiver here on the near side is Nathan Morris. Belden with time, throws to his check down, bopped up in the air, was looking for Corte.
And went to the short man, Corte. Had Morris open down the seam that time. And, Corte, Harold's got to catch the ball with his hands. And that's what they're going to talk to him. He goes to films. He had an opportunity for a touchdown down here. He let the ball get into his chest, and it bounced off. Same thing there. Catch the ball with your hands.
So 2nd down and 15 now for the Oilers. Ball at the 43-yard line of Northern Michigan. Oilers lead it by 24, 31-7. 2 receivers at the top, 1 to the near side. Delayed handoff to Monterey, and that's going backwards.
Well, it's a missed block that time, and, every now and then that's going to happen. Chris Reaper getting his first start at left tackle, and his responsibility was that linebacker that came right through his gap. And it's going to be adjustment. Redshirt freshman Chris Reaper really doing an outstanding job tonight. 6'3", 295-pounder from Toledo Whitmer High School, and he's going to be a good one.
As Kovac checks in, he'll be 1 of 2 receivers at the top, him and Nathan Morris. Jared Brown comes into the backfield. Seth White, the lone receiver here on the near side. Snap, Belden back, looks, throws, has a man on a streak, looking for Morris, has him, and into the end zone for an Oiler touchdown.
Nathan Morris has got to be the fastest Oiler. I got to tell you what, that guy has got some wheels on him, and it wasn't even close. Clay Belton could have threw that one to Arlington, and he would have caught it. Outstanding speed from the sophomore.
Tell you what, he blew past that defensive back like he was standing still and goes in from 43 yards out, a 43-yard touchdown pass, catch, and run for the Oilers.
And Nathan Morris, a sophomore, 6'1", 195-pound from Warrensville Heights, Ohio. And, of course, Clay Belton getting it done, the senior, 6'6", from Dayton, Ohio, went to Northmont High School.
Spot down, kick up on the extra point. And the Oilers had pushed the advantage out to 38-7 with still 7:30 left here in the third quarter. Back with more after this on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. The Oilers piling on here, 38-7. The kickoff fielded back inside the 10. Nice return up across the 25, across the 30, and finally brought down around the 32-yard line. And on the return was Christian Jesse. So where Northern Michigan will try to get the offense going again.
Couple scores here, Tim. Walsh leads Kentucky Wesleyan in the third quarter, 27-7. Still at the half, Indianapolis trailing Ashland 17-7. Gannon hosting Lake Erie. Lake Erie leads 23-21, third quarter there. Ferris State up 28-14 in the third quarter over St. Francis. And then Notre Dame up 38-29 over Mercyhurst, start of the third quarter there.
Rolling out to the near side is Morley, complete to his big receiver, Julian, and he'll take it out to the 39, pickup of about 7.
I'm really impressed with Ward. Tyler Ward, his first start at the safety position, has really done a nice job. He's been a very sharp tackle. He's done a nice job in his pass defense. That last drive, a 46-yard pass from Clay Belton, Tim. 3 plays, 38 yards, 46 seconds off the clock.
All right, in the gun again, 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Morley back, wants to throw. Out in the flat and complete, and that's King with the catch. And enough for a first down near their own 44-yard line.
We've said a lot about Monterey Williams. He's had an outstanding day, 22 carries for 87 yards. But how about Clay Belton, especially here in the second half? 11 for 18, 276 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Wow. That'll get it done. So a first down for Northern Michigan. They'll go 3 receivers to the top. Back in the backfield is Young. Bring a man in motion, fake the jet sweep, then the handoff to Prince Young. He sidesteps, bounces it across midfield, and down into Oilers territory. And I tell you what, he's got some pretty good wheels.
He's a nice running back, and that was the same play they scored on in the first half. They bring that jet sweep motion all the way across the formation, and it just gets you thinking a little bit from the linebacker position. You start to flow out a little bit, and then they hit you underneath with the dive, and that's a big pickup.
6:10 and a running clock here in the third quarter. Oilers lead at 38-7. But Northern Michigan looking to try to narrow the gap here a little bit with a 1st and 10 at the Oiler 40. Hand off to Prince Young. Little hesitation, bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers, and Oilers, as intense as they were on that previous drive, a little bit lax here in this one.
Well, I think Northern Michigan, excuse me, Tim, has come back a little bit with a little more fire, and they after that first score, they kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit, maybe lost some confidence. But Prince Young is really working hard. That had to run up the middle and then the outside, a nice stiff arm, and really working out there.
Give him a 6-yard pickup on that last run. Sets up a 2nd down and 4. Switch out a bunch of personnel here with Northern Michigan. They'll keep Prince Young in the backfield. Go 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Well, they'll show 4 across that defensive front. Wait. Now pressured. Just lets it fly. Boy, that could be grounding. There was not a single Wildcat in the area.
Well, that was just a weird play from the start. Prince Young stood there in the backfield right next to the quarterback, and the weather stopped. They thought, well, is he going to get the draw? No, he didn't, and forced that one to be thrown out of bounds.
I'm saying there was nobody within 20 yards of that pass, and nobody even thought about a flag. Wildcats get away with one there. But looking at 3rd down and 4 here from the Oiler 34-yard line. 2 to each side. Again, fake the delay handoff. Now looking long. Man has a step, but overthrows it badly. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Now they about got to go for it here. You're outside of field goal range. Down 31 points here late in the third quarter. Really no choice but to roll the dice.
Well, to be honest with you, I think this is within Belmonte's range, but his confidence has got to be seriously shaken here. He had his first attempt blocked on the field goal, and then the second one he took off, bounced it off the right upright. So on 4th down, they will go. 4th and 4. Twins to this side, twins to the top side. Prince Young stays in. They've tried to throw him out into space in a lot of these situations. Bring a man in motion. Throws the quick slant, complete. I'll tell you what, that's a great catch, because coming and laying the wood for the University of Findlay was Tyler Ward again, but a good job to hold on by Northern Michigan receiver.
I'm liking his game. The sophomore from Tiffin Columbian High School, he's going to lay a stick on you, and he's done that all game long. Nice hit there, but better catch.
So it's enough for the 1st down. Northern Michigan right back to the line of scrimmage. Morley in the backfield by himself. Lets it fly across the middle and overthrows. Had a man wide open at about the 7-yard line. I believe wide open there might have been Julian Gaines.
Josh Cleffer that time really coming hard off the end and got held big time by the left tackle. That's big number 74 down there. Got away with one. That's Jace Daniels. We've called his number a few times. 6'5", 310-pounder, and he got a little horse collar there.
So 2nd down and 10. Twins to each side. Morley with the handoff. No, fakes the handoff, rolls out, then throws it out in the flat. That's a unique-looking play with the catch and then the run after. Finally brought down, but not till he takes it to about the 11-yard line. Boy, I don't know that I've seen a play like that before.
Yeah, it was actually a lateral. The split receiver stayed behind the quarterback the whole time, and you don't usually see an option with a 15-yard lateral involved in it, but it was effective and picked up another 1st down.
Northern Michigan comes back to the line of scrimmage. 2 to the top. Tight end on this near side, and then a slot man just off his hip. Prince Young still to the left. Oilers lead at 38-7, but Northern Michigan trying to cut into it. Throws out in the flat and complete as he finds his big target there, Julian Gaines.
Yeah, he's had a nice game, and that's just tough to defend when you're 6'6" and you're going up against a guy that's 5'10". That's easy pickings.
And you got to think they're trying to set something up, fake that, and then the double move up somewhere's down the line. This time Gaines will go to the top side of the formation with 2 other receivers. Clock continues to move. Morley with the handoff to Young. He'll hit the pile, fires forward for a pickup of about 2 down to the 5.
A little better job inside that time from the defensive tackle position, able to get some stops inside, allow Brantlin Butler to come in there and make the play.
Sets up a 3rd down and about 3.
Luke Fleming down there, true freshman, seeing a lot of time for the Oilers from Olentangy Liberty High School in Powell, and doing a nice job in the middle.
2 to the top, 1 to the near side. 2 backs. Oilers jump, and they're going to give them the free first down. Now it's going to be close because they got to get to the 2, it looks like.
Well, they're going to talk about this one. It was interesting. The back judge was the one that threw, or the umpire was the one that threw the flag. Usually on offsides, it's a linesman that throws it.
I didn't see any of the Oilers make contact, and the ball certainly wasn't snapped.
Well, I think you had a twitch there from an offensive lineman.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. Good call. That'll back it up 5, makes this play a little more interesting. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Northern Michigan can still get a first down at the 2. Again, 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. 2 backs in. Rolling to the top side, looking, goes to the end zone and just threw it wide and outside.
Well, he just had to throw it away. Great coverage on the outside that time. That was McLean was in coverage as well as Klatt. And then also they had Tyler Ward coming over the top, so he just had no choice but to throw that one away.
So bring on Belmonte for the field goal attempt. This will be spotted down at the 16-yard line, so a 26-yard attempt here. Belmonte's had one blocked, and he's had one go off the upright. Spot down, kick is up, and that is good. And with 3:31 left in the third quarter, Northern Michigan narrows the gap by the slimmest of margins, 38-10. Findlay on top. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium, and just sort of a little floating pooch kick along the sideline that was fielded, I believe, by Jared Brown at about the 32.
Yeah, Oilers have a lot of athletes on the field there. And a lot of times at that position, you're going to have maybe an offensive lineman or maybe a tight end that doesn't, do a lot with the passing game. But the Oilers have a lot of athletes on their specialty units, and Jared did a good job catching that. He didn't hesitate. He didn't panic. Just caught the football, went forward, and great field position.
Oilers will start it 1st and 10 at their own 35. 3:27 left here in the third quarter. This was a 10-point game at the half, and the Oilers came out in the third quarter with an explosion. Lead it now 38-10. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Handoff goes to Kinninger. Kinninger goes off the left side, runs through a couple would-be tackles, and close to first down yardage. Call it a 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, good, strong run there by Zach, carrying guys all over him. Of course, he's a junior, 5'10", 195-pounder from Draper, Utah, and has come in here and really does a nice job as the second-team running back.
Oilers quickly right back to it, and they'll go straight ahead, get first down yardage. And out across the 45 and close to the 48.
And that last drive for Northern Michigan, 13 plays, 59 yards, took 3 minutes, 55 seconds off the clock.
Handoff again, Kinninger. He'll kind of counter into the middle. Not a whole lot of room there, but he does bounce off one tackle, takes it across midfield into Northern Michigan territory near their 48.
Northern's just trying to work at a quick pace here, and they sense that Northern's they're really tired out there, especially at that defensive front.
Handoff again, Kinninger. And he'll get just back to the line of scrimmage this time. Good job of shooting a gap there by, I believe, one of the linebackers. Forced that in. No gain. Clock continues to move, and that's what the Oilers want to see as much as anything right now with a 28-point lead.
Now, that's a big third down conversion here. We had an announcement there by the official. I believe it was an injury that they had to sit out of play.
2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Kinninger to the right. Belden back. Looks. The left-hander lets it fly. Complete to Jared Brown. First down and more. Fires his way down to the 35-yard line of Northern Michigan. And I tell you what, he is an amazing weapon in this offense.
Very unique. He's got speed like a wide receiver in a tight end's body out of Valley View High School, Jared Brown. And that was a great job by Clay Belton to recognize where he was at on the field, realizing by the coverage that he was going to have the underneath route open.
So the Oilers get a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 at the 35. Twin receivers at the top. One receiver to the near side. And again, the handoff, Kinninger. And he'll pick up a couple on the left side.
And a good forward lean that time. Zach, you're not going to get a lot of moves out of Zach, but what he is going to do is going to be a power running back. He's usually going to get you 3 yards.
Jordan did run on the tackle. Gain of 2.
Oilers will switch out some personnel. Have Corte check into the receiving corps as Morris goes out. Two to the top, one to the near side. Monterey Williams back in there. He's lined up to the left of Belden. Northern Michigan shows pressure off the near side end. And the handoff goes to Monterey. Not a lot there. Pushes forward for a yard, maybe 2.
And another inside handoff. Oilers just really working that running game right in between the tackles. And, you gotta worry about Clay Belton pulling that out. I don't think you're going to see a lot of it with this lead. But down the road in this season, Clay's going to have some big games running the football.
Running clock, 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Monterey to the right of Belden. He's in no hurry. Long snap, takes it back, wants to throw, looks, and miscommunication. He was expecting Traps to curl that to the inside. Instead, it comes to the outside, does Demetrius. If Demetrius would have went inside, he had a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure it was Demetrius, but the way the coaches are talking to Demetrius on the sideline there, and with Clay Belton, just a misread there. That's one of those option routes where you got to read where the defensive back's at and then react to that. It should have came across the post.
4th down now for the Oilers, and they're going to go. Twin receivers to each side. And I think Northern Michigan might want a timeout to talk this over. Did the Oilers take it with 6 seconds? Nope, Northern Michigan takes it. We'll take it as well. 38-10, Finley on top. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Oilers go on 4th down, almost a tremendous play. Give Northern Michigan credit. They gave blitz off the end. Belden, though, stepped up, delivered on the fingertips of Seth White, and he had it until he hit the ground. It popped loose, and the Oilers will turn it over on downs.
Well, it was a great recognition by Clay. Saw the blitz coming, got rid of the football early. Seth White delivered a great ball to Seth. He took a huge blow, and what you like is in the first game you recognized it, you found the right one to go to, and you delivered a good ball.
Still 22.3 seconds left here in the third quarter. In a moment here, we'll go to Brendan Emsweller. Stand by, young man. So 1st and 10 for Northern Michigan here. We'll go at the end of the quarter to Brandon. 3 to the near side, 2 to the top. Morley back, pressure in his face, delivers, tipped ball, and nobody able to get to it. But again, Morley was forced to throw just a click earlier than he wanted to, and it was a little off target, tipped and almost picked off.
And not a lot open there over the middle, and tried to force one in. It hit off of Brandon Butler's forearm up in the air, and nearly an interception.
2nd down and 10 with 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Prince Young still right now. Morley's going to come up, and he's going to audible. He's going to change it up. Drops straight back, wants to let it fly. Running a straight pattern and just out of the reach. Was looking for, again, his big receiver on that one, looking for Julian Gaines, and just about a half yard out of his reach.
Yeah, pretty good recognition there. One-on-one coverage to the short side of the field. You'll take a chance on that every time, especially with no help over the top.
3rd down and 10 with 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Again, we'll check in with Brendan Emsweller, either at the end of this possession or the end of the quarter, whichever comes first. Twin receivers each side. Back split to the left. Quick throw. Out in the flat, complete. And brought down across his own 45 to the 47. Has a nice throw, catch, and run.
It was an interesting call defensively. They brought a corner blitz that time. and had no one over the top there to help out on that play. And a good recognition by the young quarterback. He's able to find him for the first down.
All right, and I don't think they aren't. Are not going to get a playoff before the third quarter ends. Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Oilers with a 28-point lead, 38-10. Northern Michigan has the football, 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. They'll go 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Prince Young to the left of Morley. Back, wants to throw, quick out into the flat. Might have got deflected there.
Well, he had to throw it to that side because Kenny Klatt did a great job of recognizing that play. And I tell you what, this quarterback, he's just a redshirt freshman, Ryan Morley. But he shows a lot of moxie out there. He hasn't made any poor throws or really tremendously poor throws. He's put the ball where he wants it, and he's really put his team in position. They just haven't been able to keep from not turning the ball over.
I think Josh Lee might have got a piece of that pass, too. 3 to the top, 2 to the near side. An empty backfield set. Oilers show 6 across that defensive front. Pressure right up the middle. Had to get rid of it again quickly and underthrew. And Josh Lee again right there in the face of Ryan Morley.
Just a hard rush. That time Josh Lee lined up a defensive line, a defensive tackle. He was inside and came right up the middle and got his hand up, knocked that ball down.
So now 3rd down and 10 for Northern Michigan. Three to the top, 1 to the near side. Prince Young to the left of Morley. Surveys, low snap, picks it up, flies, looking for his man long up, and was looking for King, and just a little too long, but even with that, the Oilers had rolled the coverage over the top and had him bookended pretty good.
Yeah, Derek Mason has seen some time here at safety in the second half and really doing a nice job of closing the gap on that football.
So on 4th and 10 from their own 46, bring on Belmonte to kick this one away.
Oilers 55 plays now for the game, 407 yards of offense. Have really changed the table. This game was pretty well close at the half from a yardage standpoint. It really turned it on in that third quarter.
2 to the top, 2 gunners at the top, 2 to the near side. Again, that rollout kick. Knuckleball fielded by Traps. And he bounces off a couple of tacklers, spins away from another, drives forward. And that's the thing about Demetrius Traps. He's pretty fearless.
Well, if he can just get going, get one guy to miss. He's got Nathan Morris type speed and he can take it to the house. He'll get one this year.
38-10.
Tell you what, Tim, run down a couple scores. Walsh destroying Kentucky Wesleyan 40-7 in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame, the new boy to the GLIAC, going over to play in a Pennsylvania League member in Mercyhurst College and putting it to them. Up 52-29 is Notre Dame College. Gannon and Lake Erie, still no report from their halftime score. Lake Erie was up 23-21.
All right, here it's 38-10, just underway in the fourth quarter. Oilers with 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Back to the right is Daquan Ford. He'll get the handoff right up the middle. And Daquan Ford, if you want a speed back, that's Daquan Ford, and he just rattles off a 10-yard run.
That's one of the things I've noticed here this year, especially more than maybe any other year in the past, is the type of speed that's on this football team, whether it's in receiver or in the backfield or in the defensive backfield. There's a lot of speed, a lot of young speed out there for the orange and black.
2 receivers come to the near side for the Oilers. That's Lloyd Henry and also Alex Kovich. Seth White goes to the top of the formation. Daquan Ford in the backfield to the left. Jared Brown just in front of him. Handoff again, Ford. Hits the line and squirts to the left for a pickup of about 3.
Another inside handoff. It was a tough snap back there from Deerwester. Clay had to do a good job just to kind of corral that. Kind of went, it was high and to his left, and then had to come back and give it to Daquan up the middle.
2nd down and 7. This time, Henry and Kovach to the top, White to the near side. Northern Michigan shows maybe a corner blitz. Now they'll back out of it, bring it from the top side instead. Handoff Ford, bounces it to the outside, and he'll take a pop, but not before he picks up about 6 yards. And one of the Wildcats very much shaken up on the backside of that play. That might be James Brito White, the senior defensive lineman. And I think that's a leg. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout here. 13-13 left here in the ball game. Oilers lead at 38-10. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Welcome back to Donnell Stadium. It was a cramp on White. He's up and off on his own power. Oilers looking at 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to Monterey, who checked back. No, faked it. And Clay Belden bounces it outside across midfield and will step out of bounds around the 43-yard line of Northern Michigan. Well, we've been asking for it. We saw it on the touchdown earlier, and this time he gives it to you, and everybody, including us, bid on Monterey Williams.
Well, yeah, you're going to, when Monterey or the running backs are getting it 30, 40 times right up the middle, and the 1 or 2 times that Clay takes it, yeah, you're going to miss it. And, that was the read option that time, and the defensive end came down hard on Monterey, and Clay did what he was supposed to do, pull it out, and nobody home.
Ford will check back into the lineup. As Monterey goes out, 2 receivers near side, 1 at the top. Ford is looking to grind up this clock a little bit. Again, Ford gets the handoff. He'll go left side and just burst through a hole and dives down just shy of the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 5.
Daquan Ford, redshirt freshman from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just 5'7", 180 pounds, but he runs so low. And sometimes you're worried about a guy that's maybe a little smaller about taking a big hit. But I tell you what, he runs low. He's only 5'7", but he runs a lot lower than that, and he's tough to bring down.
He'll stay in the backfield. Wills will bring Henry and Corte to the near side. 1 receiver to the top. Looks like that might be Seth White. No, it's Nathan Morris. Handoff, though, goes to Daquan Ford. And he's bouncing and hurdling and jumping and has first down yardage just shy of the 35.
The Oilers just have just so many tremendous backs. Begins with Monterey Williams, who's a balanced running back and can run with speed, he can run with power, and then you bring in the power back and Zach Kinninger, and then you got the scat back, the speed guy, the guys that can stop on a dime, and Daquan Ford.
2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Ford stays in the backfield, as does Brown. Pump fake. Oh, the little end around look for Daquan Ford. He's got some running room. Bounces it outside 20, 15, 10. Cuts it back to the middle, and it's going to be brought down at the 7. Oh, my. A little bit of Statue of Liberty is what I was going to say.
Statue of Liberty right there, and Daquan shows his speed. I think actually he made a missed cut there. If I think he could have cut it at the outside, as we see the replay on the board, I think he might have took it to the house, but what a play, what a run by Daquan Ford.
Well, and that play has everything written on it. Hey, Saginaw Valley, take 15 minutes in practice to work on this. Oilers have it now, 1st and goal from the 7. Ford stays in the backfield. He'll get the handle again. Starts middle, bounces it right, touchdown Oilers.
5'7", 180 pounds. You're not going to bring him down with just one arm. He breaks the tackle right at the point of attack, and I think we'll go down to Brandon Elmsweller. He had a good look there. Brandon, what did you see?
Oh, man, it was great. I mean, all the offensive line made a great open gap, which let the running back run smoothly to the end zone. Just a great run. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brandon. And a point after attempt coming here from Seth White. No, check that. We're going to get someone else with an opportunity this time. Josh Rohde's going to get a chance to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And with 10:42 left, the Oilers extend the lead to 45-10. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Pump fake. Oh, the little end around look for Daquan Ford. He's got some running room. Bounces it outside 20, 15, 10. Cuts it back to the middle, and it's going to be brought down at the 7. Oh, my. A little bit of Statue of Liberty is what I was going to say.
Statue of Liberty right there. And
pulling out a little bit of the fancy razzle-dazzle there. That set up an eventual touchdown run by Daquan Ford. Meanwhile, the kickoff fielded back at the 7-yard line, brought to the middle of the field, and brought down finally at the 30-yard line. And that's where Northern Michigan will go 1st and 10.
This is such an exciting offense, Tim. That last drive, 8 plays, 76 yards. Dacon Ford going into the end zone for 7 yards. 3 minutes, 58 seconds off the clock. And now we're up close to 500 yards of offense. 63 plays, 483 yards of total offense.
So Northern Michigan back on offense, 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. They'll go ahead and give the handoff up the middle, finding running room. This is Collier. Collier bounces off a couple. He's getting to the open field. He cuts it back out to the outside, 30-yard line, 25-20. Finally forced out of bounds, and Oiler defense maybe caught a little sleepy there.
Yeah, Collier with a little dead leg move around the 35-yard line and freezes Tyler Ward and had to chase him all the way. McLean chases him down inside the 20.
Of course, Northern Michigan going no huddle right back to the line of scrimmage. They trail by 35. Throw out in the flat, and almost like the wide receiver wasn't ready for it again. That was Julian Gaines.
Really the first poor throw from Morley. I mean, that one was, they caught the Oilers sleeping out there. They weren't ready. Threw it out to Gaines. Gaines is 6'6". They threw it around his shoelaces, and you need to get it up to where he can catch it.
2nd and 10 now from the Oiler 20-yard line. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Handoff goes to Collier. Starts right, back to the middle. Oilers swarming just inside the 20. Pickup of less than a yard.
Yeah, Brandon Butler again there making a play. Trevor Smith as well.
Clock continues to move. Under 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Oilers led by 10 at the half. Came out, scored on the opening drive of the second half, and then put together 2 more quick touchdowns. And they've had Northern Michigan trying to play catch-up ever since. Throw out into the flat, complete to Gaines, and Gaines will drag a tackler. It depends on where they spot him out of bounds, close to first down yardage.
Well, the Oilers came up there and hesitated, and Gaines didn't hesitate, ran right past. I believe that was McLean out there. It was either McLean or, I believe that was Ray Ballard. Couldn't check the number, but Ray's got to come up and attack that receiver. He can't wait for him.
Comes up about 2.5 yards shy of a first down, and it's 4th down here. Obviously, Northern Michigan trailing by 35 will go. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Collier, the back, stays into the left. Throws, looking for the corner of the end zone. No. And that's going to be incomplete, and that's going to turn it over on downs. I'm really surprised to see him go for the end zone there.
Well, and both took a hard fall there. That was McLean and the receiver there. We didn't get it, check his number. Both do get up. You know, the track comes so close to that corner of the end zone.
And apparently Northern Michigan thought maybe they had a penalty or something there because the offense kind of hesitated before going off, and that'll turn it over on downs. Oiler football. So the defense bends, but it doesn't break. And Finley wants a timeout to talk it over. We're going to take it as well with 9:15 left. Oilers lead at 45-10. Back in a moment on 88.3 WLFC. Throws, looking for the corner of the end zone. No. So going on 4th down was Northern Michigan in desperation situation. They come up short, so the Oilers will take over. They'll bring in a new quarterback as the Ada, Ohio product. Fain will come into the ball game. And after this next play, we're going to check in with Brandon Emsweller. Oilers checking to the sideline here, bring in new personnel. Mitchell Fain, as we said, out of Ada, of course, highly recruited out of high school. Handoff goes on a counter look, the right side. Kinninger on the carry, and he'll pick up 2, maybe 3. Time now to head down to the sideline. Let's check in again with Brendan Emsweller.
Well, on Northern Michigan sideline, they still have high spirits. They keep on saying, keep on fighting, keep on fighting. On that last drive with the offense, they almost scored a touchdown. Sideline was very ecstatic, even though they're down 45-10. But they're still trying to keep on fighting. Back to you guys.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. And one of the Wildcats down, and he has a leg being looked at. We had one of those earlier, turned out to be a cramp. And actually, considering the warm temperatures, although now it's started to finally cool down here in the last 30, 40 minutes, surprised we haven't seen more of those cramps. Oilers will be looking at 3rd down and 5 here. Saying Mitchell Fain, of course, highly recruited, but then suffered the knee injuries, which, to be honest, kind of scared some schools off, and the Oilers able to pull him in. Play action fake, then throws across the middle and finds his receiver. That's Corte with the catch, and that's a 1st down near the Oiler 28.
Nice looking throw. Good play action that time. He wanted to go to Jared Brown. He was covered. Corte coming around on the dig route there underneath and wide open. And Harold did a good job of using his hands that time, catching the football.
1st and 10. Oilers, everybody looking to the sideline. You're going with what's listed on the depth chart as the number 3 quarterback. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Show pressure coming off the end. Hand off to Kinninger. Kinninger, power run up and across the 35 near the 37.
A lot of second unit guys out there right now. Still the first offensive line, but they're going to work together. Usually that happens early in the season. You keep your first unit in as far as the offensive line goes. You continue that continuity, but a lot of guys, receiver-wise, getting some time in there, as well as a backup quarterback. Now we're going to see Jesse Sloan.
I'm just going to say Jesse Sloan now, the freshman quarterback out of Oak Hill, Ohio. He's going to step in. 2 receivers in the near side, 1 to the top. Oilers lead at 45-10 if you're just joining us. Handoff, Daquan Ford, and Ford takes it across the 40, out to the 41, almost the 42. You know, a guy we haven't seen and we might not see him, and someone that people are excited about as far as the future for the Oilers is Ross Franklin.
Yeah, Ross Franklin, the all-time leading rusher in the state of Ohio, I believe, and just an outstanding freshman running back, and he'll have his time here. He's just going to have to be patient. He'll get his time. He'll get his opportunity. It might not be this year.
That run was enough for a 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Oilers at their own 41. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Handoff again, Ford. He runs into the pack, pushes forward. Too many bodies that time, short gain.
They didn't have the true read on that time because the defensive end came all the way down, across the face of the running back, and I got to believe if the read was on for that play, Jesse Sloan would be running around the end. But right now you're getting late in the ball game. You just want to hand it to the running back, keep that clock moving.
Coming up on the 6-minute mark here of the moving clock. So they're always going to open with the season with a victory here. And as far as opening games go, certainly way more positives in this one than negatives for Findlay. Sloan rolls out, wants to throw, finds Nathan Morris here on the near side. He'll take it across midfield into Northern Michigan territory and step out of bounds.
Just great recognition there by Jesse Sloan, realizing that they were in a deep zone. They were going to have the underneath route. Ball left his hand early. Great pass to the sideline, and Nathan Morris knowing exactly where he needs to go to get the 1st down.
Moves the chains, keeps the offense out on the field. Oilers moving a lot of players in and out of that lineup.
Shawan Grace now coming in. Of course, he was a defensive lineman last year, a 6'3", 275-pounder from Grove City, Ohio. Moved him over to tight end. He's got some good hands and going to take advantage of him there.
Also just saw Bobby Brown, the freshman lineman from Grove City, Ohio, check in at right tackle. Bobbled handoff. Daquan Ford, though, Johnny on the spot to fall right back on Ford on top of it to keep it with the Oilers.
It looked like Jesse Sloan never got in the belly of Ford that time, and there was a hole.
Trying to keep an eye on that offensive line, see if we get some more. Tyler Oberringer, who just got cleared to play here earlier this week. We said we were going to see him off and on. He's in there right now at right guard. Demetrius Traps goes to the top of the formation. Also in there now, DeAndre Sutton, the junior wideout out of Southfield, Michigan. He'll be on the near side. Handoff Ford. Counter look, and again, back to about the line of scrimmage. Maybe he lost about a half yard.
And nowhere to go there. It really had nothing to do with the offensive line play that time. Good push up the middle. Defensive end and outside linebacker crashing down. And, usually you'd see the quarterback pull it out, but right now the Oilers going with the non-read. just handing it to the running back, making the clock move.
Alex Kovac checks in. Four minutes left here in the ball game. Oilers got to the early lead, 10-0. Saw Northern Michigan come back and score to make it 10-7. Looking to throw with Sloan. Airs it out. A wobbler that's going to float and should have been picked off, but defensive back not able to haul it in. And Oilers fortunate, although that could have worked much like a punt, but instead we'll bring on Seth White and the punt team.
That's a freshman mistake there. He coming up right away and just saying, well, I'm going to throw the fly route and not seeing what defense they were in. And he did take a hit. But the pass that was available would have been over the middle, if anything at all. And he'll learn from that. You get the film. That's a good thing about this first game, Tim. You're up 45-10, getting a look at a couple different quarterbacks, get to see themselves on film and do some evaluation.
Low snap, picked up by Seth White. Hits a high, short hanger, angling towards the sideline, and goes out of bounds right near the 27. Not one of Seth's better efforts, and he knows it, but with a 35-point lead and just over 3.5 minutes left, not a whole lot of complaints.
Yeah, just Seth White's been outstanding, and he'll continue to be outstanding all year, punting the football, kicking the football, doing whatever he needs to do to help this team. And, boy, what a first game, what an effort from the Oilers. We'll get some stats here shortly, but they're over 500 yards of offense. They've really had a tremendous second half. I think the first half they did a lot of feeling out offensively. Defensively, you can hold a team to 10 points in this day and age of college football. You're doing something pretty good.
A lot of second unit defense as you start to scan those lines, and we'll try to get some of those names and numbers for you as we go here. Handoff goes up the middle. I think that's Collier again. Collier will go left side, pick up about 2 or 3 yards there.
They got the second defense in really all together right now, the entire defensive secondary. The linebackers have switched out as well. Defensive line is the second unit up there with led by Kevin Bruton.
Luke Fleming also in there. Alex Vance on that defensive front. One wide out each side, 2 backs. Handoff again. Collier starts left, comes back right. Picks up a couple more, almost 4 actually. Coming up on that stop, or in on that stop, I should say, is Billy Derringer, one of the defensive backs. Torrance Garland, he'll be playing that middle linebacker spot. Flanked by Zach Matracia. Quick throw out in the flat, complete to Gaines. Gaines has first down yardage and will be forced out. And near the 48, 49, his own 48 or 49 yard line.
Well, that was a center to snap that one. I don't think anybody was ready for it. They tried to catch the Oilers off sides. Derringer, defensive in there, jumped, and they tried to get him offside. Didn't get the call, but everyone stopped, and Gaines will pick up that first down.
Garland on the tackle for the Oilers. First down, the Wildcats.
One back. Take the handoff, throw out in the flat. Again, it's Gaines. He's going to have a career day here. And guess who just delivered to the wood? Ferraris Golden, all 5'10", 180 pounds of him, just completely flattened and drove backwards. The big 6'6", 211-pound Julian Gaines. Wow.
I tell you what, he's all over the place, and he's all over on special teams and on defense right now. He's the backup corner, and that time, boy, he showed his worth that time, delivering the wood.
Picked up 7 yards, though. Second down and 3. Handoff Collier again. Into the pack, comes out the backside, tripped up, but not before he picks up first down yardage inside the 35. So Oilers' second unit working against what's still the first unit here for Northern Michigan. Minute and a half and a running clock here. Oilers lead at 45-10. Impressive debut for the 2012 edition of the University of Findlay Oilers. 2 receivers come to the near side. Again, the handoff. Collier starts middle, bounces outside, spins away, but he's not going to get away from Ferraris Golden. He'll stop him just shy of first down yardage, but 8 more yards.
Just a tremendous effort this first game. So much, with football, you live and die with every game. There's only 10 opportunities this year, 11 mainly, a lot of years, but you only get 10 opportunities to play, and it's always great to get off to a great start, a big win here at home in front of a great crowd. I bet we had 4 or 5,000 people here today.
45 seconds on the running clock. 2 to the near side, 2 to the top. Collier in there, bobbled the snap, did Morley. Delayed handoff to Collier, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. And depending on how fast they set this ball, that might be it.
Yeah, Terrence Garland that time able to come in and realize that he had an opportunity to make a big play and comes up with the tackle.
Well, that's going to be it. They don't have to run a play if they don't want to. Northern Michigan might. They're looking at 3rd down and 8, but the play clock is going to go off. 14 seconds, and Northern Michigan has decided they've had enough.
A great start to the season, Tim. Outstanding effort from the Oilers. They're prepared. They're ready to go, and this one, good to get this one in the books.
And time expires, and your final score, the University of Findlay 45, Northern Michigan 10.